Hello everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I'm doing a part 2 of stationery items I regret buying and why. This was actually requested, so I'm even more excited. Let's get started. Coming in at number 1, we have the Leuchtturm 1917, and I know that is super controversial, but I actually don't enjoy writing on this paper at all. It is 80 GSM, and I know all papers are not made equally, so for Tomoe River paper, we can get away with 52 GSM, not with the Leuchtturm. When I'm writing with just a standard gel pen, it comes out to be super bleed through prone, mega ghosting, and boom, look at that. It is just not good. It's also super scratchy, doesn't matter the pen I'm using, and because it's so bad, that's why I test on this paper. Before you at me in the comments, don't, because I actually do really like the bullet journal version of the Leuchtturm 1917 because it uses 120 GSM paper. It is much smoother, much thicker, and it lays flat, and I love this notebook. Next, we have the Pilot Juice Up in a 0.5. I have always had problems with the Pilot Juice series. Even the original Pilot Juice pens, I always had the same issues. And when it comes down to it, the issues are they're extremely scratchy, very skippy, and also the body is rattly. Is that a word? Well, I hope so. These guys, I think the tip is super fine for a 0.5. Honestly, I feel like it's leaning more towards a 0.38, but it is not an enjoyable writing experience. The end. Point blank, period. Next, we have these clear sticky notes, which kind of hit the stationery community by storm. I think we were all enthralled with the idea of a sticky note that wouldn't so much intrude on what we were writing, but these sticky notes are not compatible with almost every pen. Just a standard gel pen, which I feel like a lot of us use, smudges immediately, like it's coming right off, which makes sense because these guys are just a thin plastic, but oh my god, it is so frustrating, very frustrating. Maybe not that frustrating, but frustrating nonetheless. The only marker that I have found that works with these guys is a Sharpie. It doesn't smudge, so that's great, but I don't really use Sharpies often, so it's kind of like, what is the point? And I believe these guys also do work with pencil, but again, I don't use pencil very much, so not great. Next is the Zequin's Classic 360 notebook, and the selling point of this notebook is the curvature of the spine. It's supposed to give a beautiful lay flat design, but even if I'm dead in the center of this notebook, it does not lay very flat. And I could look past that if it was consistent with the rest of the notebook, but as soon as you move a little bit left or a little bit right, the spine actually lifts up from the ground, and it is so frustrating when you are trying to write. Just look at this. I'm taking it right from the beginning here, and this guy does not lay flat in the slightest. It is so frustrating. Where does this leave us? Well, you have to do the old wraparound, which again, I'm not against, but look at the spine damage that it does. Good lord. And honestly, even if that wasn't enough, the quality of this paper is poo-poo. I'm using just a standard gel pen. You can see not only does it ghost, but it bleeds through. Just all around, not good. And finally, we have the Jelly Roll Classic in a 0.8 tip. I really wanted to like these guys. I thought they had such great pigment, and I thought the wide tip would give a smooth writing experience. But what I found were half of these pens were complete duds and hardly wrote at all, and the other half were super inconsistent with the amount of ink that it was laying down. It would be either really thin or super blobby, and all in all, just not a great writing experience. On top of that, when you do write with this pen, there is significant bleed through and ghosting, which would be expected with a 0.8, but still, and mega super smudge, like oh my goodness. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.